Do you recommend getting the hardware removed when safe to do so? I've been told my plates and screws will stay in, but I can feel them and it's uncomfortable. Long time no see, except of course if you're in the support group Injury Recovery BFFs, then you know that I'm like there every single day. So today's the day for Ask Maya number 17, and this question came from Elizabeth, and I have to say that hardware removal question is a really common one, because if you had a surgery, or if surgery, which means open reduction internal fixation surgery, you are questioning, you are looking for an answer. Should you remove that pins and screws and plates, or should you just let them in? And I'm gonna tell you what's my opinion about this. Well, better to say what's my story, then what science says, what doctors are saying, and at the end of this video you will probably know what to do. But it's not like a black and white thing, so of course you have to think about, is this the right solution for you? So my story is that, next month is going to be 5 years from my injury, from my surgery of my right talus bone, and I have to say that one of the first things that I asked my surgeon was, will this hardware, these screws, will they be removed? And his answer was, well, if there won't be any problems, they're staying in. And I was pretty happy with that, because I have to say that I'm not a huge fan of operations. I do love to observe them, I do love to cut bodies, don't get me wrong. I was studying veterinary medicine. If you don't know, I'm a doctor of veterinary medicine by degree. So yeah, I'm totally happy to do something like that, but I'm not really happy when someone does that to me. So I was pretty happy with the surgeon's answer that if there won't be any problems, the screws are staying in. And 5 years from the surgery, there are no problems, so my 2 screws in the right talus bone are still in. So even though I don't have any problems with my hardware, I know a lot of people who don't have any problems with their hardware. I know that that's not the case with everybody, and I know that some people really benefit from another surgery. So when is it a good time to decide if you are a great candidate for another surgery or maybe not? Probably your surgeon, I'm almost positive that your surgeon told you the same what I heard. So if there will be any problems, we won't do another surgery, another operation, unless you are really young, you are still growing, your bones are still growing. In that case, of course, your hardware will be removed, because otherwise you can have some difficulties with your bones. So let's take a look into 11 reasons why a hardware removal might be a good idea. Reason number 1, irritated tendons. So it means if the tendon is going over the plate or screw or pin and you're feeling it constantly, so there is a constant rubbing, of course you're experiencing pain and discomfort, this is a great idea, to get another surgery. Reason number 2, a loose screw. It doesn't happen a lot of the times, but it can happen that the screw finds the way out. So of course you need another operation. Reason number 3, a broken plate or screw. Of course, if something is broken, unless your bone, that means that yes, you need another operation so that the surgeon takes that out, and of course then that's his decision what he's gonna do. If it's really early on, of course you will need another screw or another plate. It's not really common, but it happens. Reason number 4, continued pain. So if you're experiencing pain constantly, it might be because of the hardware. I'm not saying that the pain that you're experiencing right now is because of the hardware, but it can happen. And I know that that's not connected to this subject, but right after the surgery, I started wondering if I'll be able to predict the weather, because sometimes you can hear stories that people, they feel when the weather is changing. I have to say that I felt it just, I think, a week after the surgery, or maybe 2 weeks after the surgery, with the first rain, and that was it. So I had one experience with that. It was a bit uncomfortable, so I hope you're not experiencing that. But yeah, so continued pain. If you're experiencing constant pain and the reason is hardware, then you are a great candidate for another surgery. Reason number 5, metal allergy. It's not really common, but it happens, and if that's your case, of course you need another operation. Reason number 6, personal reason. So for example, you go to the appointment with your doctor or surgeon and you just say, look, just take it out, I don't want to have it. So if this is your reason, then maybe, yeah, you are a good candidate, because you know, I'm always talking about mind-body connection and how strong it is, and also how strong the placebo effect is. So if you're constantly thinking that hardware can hurt you, that is causing pain, then yes, your body is gonna act in that way. So if you just want to take it out, yes, you are a good candidate for another surgery. Reason number 7, infection. So if you have an infection, of course, you need another surgery. You have to treat that, well, doctors will treat that, and the hardware is out. Reason number 8, painful non-union. So that means that the bones did not heal and join properly. If that happened, of course, your doctor will tell you that you need another surgery. Reason number 9, you are young. So I already mentioned that. If you're young, if your bones are still growing, then of course you will need another operation. There is no questioning if you will need it or not, because you have to take, well, they have to take the hardware out, otherwise you can have some problems with bones. Reason number 10, fixation across pelvic joints. So of course it depends what kind of injury you had, but if you are a young woman, if you are planning to have another baby, if you want to get pregnant, then yes, you are a great candidate for another surgery, because you know, especially if you're planning to deliver the baby naturally, so no C-section, because otherwise the hardware can affect the opening. So if you want to have another baby, yes, you are a great candidate for another surgery. And reason number 11, and I thought that I have 11 reasons, but actually I don't have, because reason number 11 I already said to you. So this is allergic reaction to any hardware. So I already talked about it. So actually we have only 10 reasons why you might be a good candidate for another surgery. So now let's talk about the surgery. When is it a good time to get another surgery? First of all, the fracture has to be healed. If the fracture is not healed, of course, you're not gonna get another surgery. And of course, it depends on the kind of fracture that you have. Usually it is at least 3 to 6 months from the regional surgery before you can talk about the next one. I have to tell you that regarding broken ankles, well, that's my story, so I know a lot about broken ankles. Usually it's more than 6 months. Usually it's going around 8 months, and yeah, around that time you can get another surgery. What you have to know is that every surgery comes with risks. It's not an easy procedure, and I have to say that the risk of surgery, of another surgery, is slightly higher because there is extra scar tissue, and because of that extra scar tissue, yeah, it can happen that the operation might be a bit more difficult. But what you also have to know is that every surgery comes with risks of bleeding, of blood clots, of infections. So, you know, it's not just, yeah, I'm gonna get another surgery and that's it. Really think about, because another thing that also can happen is nerve damage. So if everything is completely okay right now and you just want to get it out, of course, that's your personal reason, and this might be a good reason. I already talked about it, but there is also a risk of, you know, infection or nerve damage. So you have to think about these things as well. And another thing that you have to know, if you have problems with range of motion, with pain, with constant discomfort, and your surgeon also confirmed that your hardware is the cause of that, on average, 50% of patients have an improvement after the surgery. So, you know, there is on average, statistically looking, 50%. It's going to be super awesome and great, and 50% maybe it's not going to be so awesome. So this is about hardware removal. Is it a good thing to remove it? Is it not a good thing to remove it? You have to decide. I told you about the reasons why hardware removal might be a good idea. I decided to keep my 2 screws in. They're not causing any problems. I don't like operations. So yeah, that's it. And of course, let me know about your hardware. So are you thinking about to take it out or not? What do you think about the information that I just shared with you? And of course, if you know anyone who has a hardware, who is thinking about the surgery, please share this video, share this information. And if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, post them down below, join our injury recovery BFF support group, and don't forget to download your gift. This can be Secrets to Best Recovery, practices no one talks about, that's audio training, or if you injured your ankle, then get access to the free online course 7 Essential Ankle Exercises. So that was for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye bye.